Hey, what's going on everybody? Boilon here, and in today's video, you might see something a little bit different behind me, and that's because we're here to talk about a new game that we're going to be trying here on the channel called Age of Origins. Now, it is a zombie strategy MMO game that we're going to be touching on over the next few weeks or so on this channel, giving it a head start. And also today's video is largely going to be a first impressions of this, that I haven't really played this before, so we're going to kind of do this as a community here, and that's what this video is going to be all about, kind of just getting into the first couple of days of footage here that I've recorded over this and seeing what's going on with this game. So if you're ready to go, everybody, you know what to do. Let's boil this down. Listen closely, survivors. In this apocalyptic world, hordes of the undead threaten our very existence, but fear not, for you are the last line of defense against the relentless zombie onslaught. So arm yourselves and fortify your position. This is our moment to prove our resilience, resourcefulness, and teamwork. Every life saved, every barricade reinforced brings us closer to victory. And remember, in this battle against the undead, we are not just fighting for survival, we are fighting for humanity itself. So, right off the bat, we are thrust into the game with an apocalyptic zombie scenario, and we are the commander. And with the help of Ginger, it is our job to rebuild the city, amass troops, and to fend off waves of zombies. So, just like any mobile game, we start off with some basics, including some early quests that we can do for resources, which we will need in order to finish production on our buildings. As you can see here, we are tasked with upgrading our walls, because that's, of course, the first thing that we're going to need in a zombie apocalypse. So we do that and get to claim and collect our resources for this quest in the form of food and oil, which is some of the resources that you need to build in this game. Now, of course, it's not very complex in that you should really follow the quests outlined in the Doomsday Recovery Plan, since this will help you progress throughout this game. And one of the most important buildings for you to upgrade is the main hall, because without this, you will not be able to build other buildings and units, so it's very important that this gets prioritized. And I really hope that one day I can be as strong as these people who are ranked among the top players in the world. But until then, we're going to need to work our way up the ladder, get our city built, and on track. You can also see that it's really as simple as just clicking on some of the buildings to repair them, as long as you have the resources to do so, which is great. One of the more important buildings, though, is the command center, because this is where you're going to be able to improve your abilities and appoint specific officers to your city, which is going to boost your overall power as you go through the game, and these additional slots will also unlock later as you get higher level. So with all of the beginner stuff out of the way, let's name our account here and get started with some of the more important stuff in the game. So now we are here with Big Dog, who's informed us about a horde of zombies coming our way, and we need to prepare for this in good old tower defense fashion and setting them up to deal with this oncoming horde. So by clicking on the tower defense post, we can enter in the classic defense mode, and here is where you can find different zombie battles, and it also shows the type of towers that you can build alongside the different types of rewards that you'll get for completing it. Then we are set up with what would look like almost a racetrack between the zombie horde and us, where you can place a variety of different towers or turrets along the path to blow these zombies up. Now, different towers will do different things, of course, some that are just more focused on damage, and others that are set up as traps to kind of slow them down along the way and keep them within that zone or range of the other turrets. And as you kill more, you get more resources that allow you to build more of these down the path, so that eventually nothing gets through and you succeed the mission. Of course, this is just a clip of one of the beginner missions, so it's not that difficult, but there are definitely more challenging levels down the line where you have to be really attentive to the towers that you're placing and why you're doing that. There will likely be more content like this in a future video, since this is really could be its own video entirely. There's a lot of different strategies involved in terms of placement and the types of turrets that you would want to place so that they don't make it to your base. And can you even imagine what this would be like with like 10 times as many zombies running down the line, how fast-paced that would be. So this is definitely a game mode that is for people who can multitask, but also pay attention well so that you don't miss out on all of this crazy excitement with the zombies. And of course, when you finish the level, you're given a star rank from 1 to 3, depending on how many zombies got past you, and rewards are paid out accordingly. There are a variety of missions, as you can see. You can also upgrade your towers and your officers to make this easier for next time, which is a great way to include a type of progression system that you can influence yourself. Now, once you've done this and collected more of your rewards for tower defense, you may get a larger reward payout in the form of a questline completion, and that can get you a large amount of bonuses, including, huge amounts of resources and even officer fragments, which can then be used to recruit new characters for your city like we touched on earlier in the video. And now we have like a combination of what looks like Doc Ock from Spider-Man and Doc Brown from Back to the Future here, letting us know about the Academy, which is one of the next progression features of the game regarding technology advancements. This opens up a whole slew of new skills and abilities that you can purchase, which, ranges from increasing your building construction speed to being able to increase the total amount of troops that you can recruit, and also allows you to generate resources faster than you would normally, so there is quite a bit of variety here that you can upgrade depending on what suits you, which really customizes your progress in a bit of a more unique way. Now, once you repair the Academy, you will be able to access even more customization for your city, which will help you to research more tech skills that will enhance your city's output depending on what your focus is going to be as well. Man, just take a look at these really cool animations for your troops, each one with a different look, and you get to see the types of soldiers that you are recruiting to do battle with the zombie horde, and I think it really just looks amazing. Now, here we are at the factory, and this is where you're going to produce some more advanced troops, including big tanks, which looks really badass because we're going to need some serious heavy artillery if we're going to really wipe out these zombie hordes, because, just these base soldiers just aren't going to be enough. And of course, as you can see, after all of this, we've been able to acquire even more officers for our city, and this helps to raise our overall power. Now, if you've played this genre before, then this might look a little bit similar, but you will come across a bunch of real player cities surrounded by barriers. Now, this is to give you a little bit of a reprieve so that the global PvP isn't active right from the beginning, and this gives you a chance to build your city and get a better understanding for the game before you're thrown out there and able to attack each other, because that's another big part of the game, which is, the massive online presence with other people. So I hope that after this video is done that you guys will have a pretty good grasp of the game's mechanics to prepare you for this aspect of the game later, which may be something that we'll cover in a future video. But here on this map, you can also do battle with different hordes of enemies to collect resources and rewards. This is where you'll decide how many of your troops that you want to send into battle, and it will do this for you. As long as you send enough, and your power is high enough, of course, then you should emerge victorious. And here you can see some of the alliance functions, which is kind of equivalent to guilds in other games, and this allows you to coordinate with your group of players to go and attack not only other players after the barrier period is removed, but also other monsters, and you get to utilize your own soldiers to accomplish this. So it's really important that you keep up with your daily building so you don't get caught by surprise in the future when other players may decide to come after you. Now, one of the most exciting features in this game has got to be the Titans. So, as you can see on the screen here, these are gigantic creatures that you just can see here. They're just so awesome. They provide crazy power for your city to fend off against the zombies, but they look really, really cool. They have a variety of different skins that you can unlock as well, and this is absolutely hands down the best feature I've seen so far with this game. Skins from giant robots to mecha samurai, it's super awesome. And having this Titan on your side can really sway the battle when you may not have enough soldiers to do the job, and he's worth a ton of power on his own. And it's just kind of really cool to see, a big hulking monster just walk down the street as he crushes zombies with a giant cannon on his arm as he lays waste to everything in front of him. And once you get a bit further into the game, you unlock the biomedical technology, and this is when we first get introduced to Lucy. Now, she was once a live woman before the outbreak, but amidst the ruins, we find her alone, covered in blood, and it looks like she's about to attack. But then she doesn't, and it's at that point that we realize that she is different, and that it might be possible to bring her back from this zombification, which is another part of the game which involves interaction with specific characters like Lucy. And this then leads us back to the biomedical lab for treatment, and here we can heal and rehabilitate Lucy, which will go towards clearing her of her infection. But over time, this is something that will lead to improving her state of mind and hopefully turning her back to a real human once again. Through this, though, we can also get to interact with her and also learn more about the game's story and why all of this happened in the first place. It does take some time to do this though, but if you're patient, then maybe we can save this zombie horde one person at a time. And if you guys enjoyed this video, then let me know in the comments down below. There's going to be more videos to come on Age of Origins, including some more stuff regarding the Titans, regarding tower defense, the different parts of the game that make it up, so that you guys can get a better idea of how to do well in this game. So look forward to that content, and until then, I'll see you all later. And before you guys go, I want to remind you all to download Age of Origins through the link in the video's description, or check the pinned comments, as there's going to be an exclusive gift code for new players which is worth about $60 of free resources to help you get started in this journey. So what are you waiting for? Download now and join me as we hunt some zombies together.